I'd like for them to stand and please be acknowledged. In the very near future, as a nonprofit corporation, we will be filing our papers with the IRS for our 501c3 status. Now, we have two persons on our board and committee. The Sheriff Michelle Meredith, who lost her nephew, Lieutenant Ken Ballard, in Iraq on May 30th, 2004. Her mother, Karen Meredith, is with us here also today as an honored part of our honored Gold Star families. Lieutenant Ballard was 27 years old at the time he lost his life. Secondly, I also want to recognize Ken Estep, whose son, Sergeant Adam Estep, lost his life in Iraq in April of 2004. He was 23 years old. Now, both Ken and Karen have been an integral part of this committee and this effort from day one. I mentioned our Gold Star families who are with us here today as honored guests. These are families that have lost a son or a daughter in the service of this country. And in a very real sense, ladies and gentlemen, they have also given their all. And I would like to thank you for your sacrifices, and if they would please stand and be recognized. Ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to refer you to the program brochure, which lists many of those organizations which have been incredibly supportive to this foundation and the cause right from the very start. We would never be where we are today without their support, without the support that we've gotten from them and these organizations and the community at large. From the foundation board, we want to thank each and every one of you and these organizations for your support. It's been very encouraging. Thank you very much. Our Country Women's Club at Campbell, which is the oldest service organization in the city of Campbell, are providing refreshments for us. But please acknowledge these organizations. They're wonderful organizations, and like I say, we wouldn't be where we are without them. Again, I would like to thank Dan Rich, our city manager, who has been very instrumental and helpful throughout this process. And in addition, I would like to thank Bob Cass, who's the Director of Public Works. Bob couldn't be with us here today. But also John Aquinto and Zachary Lake with the Public Works Department, and Claudia Cawthorn and Hillary Holman, and her helpers who have been here today to help stage this event. Hillary, and wherever you are, thank you very much. We really appreciate you. Currently, you can set that wherever you like. I would also like to recognize two individuals who are with us today. Mr. George DePold, who served during the D-Day invasion along the beaches of Normandy, is here. Now, George has been serving on our memorial committee from day one. He and his wife, Daphne, recently celebrated their 62nd wedding anniversary, and it was featured in the Campbell Reporter. And I'd also like to honor another World War II veteran who is with us today, Mr. Pete Yurkovich, who served with the crew flying dirigibles out of Moffett Field, would you believe? This was during World War II. He was training pilots. George and Daphne, please stand up. And I would also want to thank and acknowledge Chief Dave Gulo and the Campbell Police Department, who've been so supportive of this organization. Chief, wherever you are, thank you so much, and thanks to the Campbell Police. I would also like to thank those persons who have helped on a pro bono basis. Mr. Doug Morgan helped us with our reimbursement agreement with the City of Campbell. Attorney Kevin Courtney helped us with filing our articles of incorporation with the Secretary of State. And Ray Schaefer will be filing our papers for our 501c3 status with the IRS, and that is no small task. Finally, we are honored to have with us today Sergeant Gino Gular, a combat veteran, a Purple Heart recipient who served both in the war in Iraq and Afghanistan that you saw acknowledged earlier. Sergeant, I wanted to thank you very much for your service of being here today. I want to thank you for the service of your family. And I want to thank you for the service of yourself. And if you'd please stand and be recognized. In the final analysis, I feel confident that that with the good counsel and guidance of the Campbell and the surrounding communities, Bill Gould designed, the memorial architects, and the ongoing good judgment of your foundation board, in the end, we're going to have a memorial here that we can all be proud of. For this is going to be a memorial to honor those individuals that have given their all, like Sergeant Adam Estep and Lieutenant Ken Ballard, and all those that have served in previous and/or current wars on an ongoing basis. Finally, I want to thank my wife, Lucille, that's kind of been by my side all through this, and a good counsel. Thanks, honey, wherever you are. And I also want to thank, being a Campbell Kiwanian, I want to acknowledge the presence of retired Captain Greg Landers, a retired naval aviator, that is also serving as our Division 12 Lieutenant Governor. And Captain Landers, you're with us here today. You're standing right back there. Captain Landers, I'm glad you could be this. Now, they told me that I was only going to be given 10 minutes, and at the end of that 10-minute period of time, the band was going to start playing. And I can hear them kind of queuing up back there, so I think it's time that I get through this quick, and I intend to. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to read a poem that was written by a 7th grader, 12 years old. This young man's poem expresses very eloquently, I feel, what this memorial and what this moment is all about. The title of the poem is The Savior of America by Madhu Vijay. That's M-A-D-H-U V-I-J-A-Y. We go about our duties without thinking of a soldier's life. We take for granted what he does in terrible times of strife. World War I, Korea, World War II in Vietnam. He fights there unselfishly to protect our Uncle Sam. With a mind of selfless thoughts, he puts his life on the line. He keeps from death what we hold dear. His work is truly divine. This soldier deserves far more than we give him every day. For that we dedicate to him this solemn moment today. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim, very much. We're very appreciative of your leadership and very pleased that you're here chairing this effort for us. Thank you. Jim is also a Navy veteran. It's now my pleasure to introduce a former member of the San Jose City Council and also a former member of the Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors who represented us, this district, and now again represents us as the Assembly member of the 24th District, the Honorable Jim Bell.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to be very short, I promise. This is a special occasion. It's not a yearly occasion, but a special occasion. We are having a groundbreaking ceremony for our memorial today. So this is a time